So in this lecture of dam engineering, we are going to take a look at the salient features of various types of dam. And in this specific topic, we will be looking at gravity dam, earth dam, and several other types of dam with respect to comparison point related to whether what kind of foundation is required, what kind of valley is required, then initial cost, maintenance aspect, then total life period of the dam, then labor required for construction, then inspection facility, then subsequent raising possibility and resistance against temperature stresses. So first of all, let's take a look what kind of dam we will be seeing and what are the various comparative aspects that we are going to discuss in this specific topic. So the first dam is gravity dam. Then second one is earthen dam and rock-fill dam. Earthen dam and rock-fill dam both are embankment type dam. Alright. Then arch dam, low in weight but complex in design. Then deck type and multiple arch type buttress dam. Then based on materials, steel dam and timber dam is here. And the aspect that we are going to compare this dam alongside are, first one is foundation. So as we are saying gravity dam, the weight is so high, the stability of the dam is based on its self-weight, the gravity action. That's why obviously the weight is going to be high, and in order to sustain that much amount of weight, we need the foundation to be very good. That's why sound rock bed is required. Then since earthen dam and rock-fill dam both are very much close to each other, that's why you can see that in the table when we are discussing regarding earthen dam and rock-fill dam, the parameters are almost similar, right? That's why they are categorized under the one term, that is embankment dam. The basic difference between earthen dam and rock-fill dam is that earthen dam comprises of mostly soil, silty material, and rock-fill dam consists of soil as well as rock. That's why there is not so much difference in between them. That's why on parameter they stand like one another, right? And regarding the foundation requirement of earthen and rock-fill dam, you can go with any type of foundation for earthen and rock-fill dam. And here specifically in arch dam, we are talking about arch action stability. That's why the side flanks are required to be strong. Okay, for example, this is the front view of arch dam. Then the side flanks, the sides of the foundation are also required to be strong alongside the bottom. Okay, sound rock in bed as well as in flank. Flank means sides. Then deck type buttress dam, deck slab type buttress dam, and multiple arch type buttress dam. Good rock foundation is the minimum requirement. Then for steel dam, sound rock should be there, and for timber dam, any type of foundation can do. Then regarding shape of valley, okay, means what kind of opening is required for the construction of that specific type of dam. So in case of gravity dam, the gorges should be moderately wide. Okay, the width of opening should be wide. Then in case of earthen dam, the valley should be wide and the slope should be gentle, and it is same for rock-fill dam. Then in case of arch dam, the valley should be V-shaped and very narrow. For example, if it was the case for gravity dam, see, the width of valley, the width of opening is too high, but in case of an arch dam, the valley shape should be like a V and the width of opening should be very narrow. In case of deck type buttress dam and multiple arch type buttress dam, wide valley are required. And in case of steel and timber, you can go with any type of shape, any type of valley shape. Then regarding the initial budget, see, gravity dam mostly comprises of cement concrete, and we call gravity dam mostly as concrete gravity dam. That's why the cost of material will be high over here. That's why initial cost, that is the initial budget requirements of gravity dam, are going to be high. See, in case of earthen dam and rock-fill dam, since the material that is being put to construct any earthen dam or rock-fill dam is a locally available material. For earthen dam, it is soil, and for rock-fill dam, it is soil plus rocks. Okay, and these are naturally available, locally available material. That's why the costing here goes low for embankment type dams. In case of arch dam, the direct comparison is given in between gravity and arch dam. Whatever will be the budget for gravity dam, it will be slightly less required in case of arch dam. Then for deck slab type and multiple arch type buttress dam, the initial budgeting is low. Okay, and same way steel and timber dam have their budget as low. Okay, then regarding maintenance, see, whenever the initial budgeting is high, we can see that the maintenance goes low, because whatever highest quality material that is being put to use for construction of that specific type of dam, it renders the maintenance of that dam to be on the lower side. See, concrete gravity dam, already high quality material and highest level of accuracy and precision is put to use in case of gravity dam construction. That's why the maintenance case here is low. Then earthen dam. See, initially the earthen dam and the rockfill dam costed low. They were putting less strain on the budget, but in case of maintenance, they require high level of inspection as well as high level of maintenance. In case of arch dam, the maintenance is low. In case of deck slab type buttress dam, the maintenance is moderate, not too low, not so high. In case of multiple arch type buttress dam, the maintenance is low. See, again, when the initial cost is low for any construction, then it renders into high amount of maintenance required, right? Then regarding lifespan, see, higher the quality of the dam, more will be the lifespan served. What sort of material, what sort of skill set will be put in the dam construction, in the maintenance, then it is going to decide whether the lifespan being served by that kind of dam is long or short or moderate. In case of gravity dam, it is long. Earthen dam, provided that you are having a good maintenance over there, it is going to be long. In case of rockfill dam, it is moderate. Then in case of arch dam, the lifespan served is moderate. Same way, it is moderate for deck slab type buttress dam. In case of multiple arch type buttress dam, the lifespan is long. See, in case of steel dam, provided that you are having a proper rust proof maintenance over there, the steel dam is going to serve you for a longer time. In case of timber dam, since we are talking about wood being put into use for retaining some water, here we are talking about wood which is a putrescible type of component. Okay, that's why the lifespan served by timber dam is low. Then regarding labor, what skill set of labor is required? What is the initial requirement of labor while constructing that dam? In case of gravity dam, it is required to be high. Okay, skilled labor is required. Then in case of embankment dam, unskilled labor can also do the thing. See, in case of arch dam, where construction design are complex, that's why skill set of laborer required is very high. Same goes with deck type and multiple arch type buttress dam. In case of steel dam also, we require highly skilled laborer, and timber dam semi-skilled or let's say skilled laborer is required. Now whether inspection over the dam, whether inspection possibility is there or whether inspection suitability or availability is there, let's say with respect to gravity dam, it is not good. Means you cannot inspect the dam or the structure in every possible way. That's why monitoring is done by mostly instruments. See, manual or physical inspection is not possible in case of gravity dam everywhere. In case of earthen dam also, it is not good. Same goes with rockfill dam. Same goes with arch dam. In case of deck type buttress dam or multiple arch type buttress dam, it is good. Means there are several inspection points you can set after the construction of the dam where physical or let's say manual inspection is possible. Same goes with steel and timber dam. Now, another important parameter, see, subsequent raising. Now first of all, see what subsequent raising means. For example, you are looking at cross section of a dam and it is holding some XYZ amount of water over here. Now in case in future, because of silting, since the available water retention will be low, then we will be requiring that the dam should hold more amount of water. Then what is done? The height of barrier, that is the height of structure, is raised. Now since the height is raised, the dam can hold more amount of water, but it is not possible in every case of dam. In case of gravity dam, the possibility of raising is difficult. Okay. In case of earthen dam, you just have to put down more number of layers of soil over there. That's why it is easy. Same goes with rockfill dam. It is highly impossible in case of arch dam. Once it is constructed, it is full and final. Okay. Then in case of deck type buttress dam, we can subsequently put more number of buttresses over there and the subsequent related components over there in order to get a more height over here. But in case of multiple arch type buttress dam, since arch is the component that is going to act as a barrier, raising the height of arch is not possible. Same as it was in case of arch dam. Similarly, it goes like not possible in case of multiple arch type buttress dam. In case of steel dam and timber dam, you just have to increase the number of layers of steel component or timber component. And finally, whether our dam can resist the temperature stresses induced in it. So in case of gravity dam, it is not good. It has no good resistance against temperature stresses, which is expansion or contraction. Earthen dam, it can easily take the temperature stresses. Same goes with rockfill dam. In case of arch dam, again, just like gravity dam, it is not good. In case of deck type buttress dam, it is good. Same goes with multiple arch type buttress dam. And similarly for steel and timber dam, the sustenance against the temperature stresses, whether it is expansion, whether it is contraction, it is good. So these were the salient features of various types of dam. In the next lecture, we will be seeing comparative analysis of each type of dam with one another. For example, gravity dam against earthen dam. We will be seeing advantages of gravity dam over earthen dam and disadvantages of gravity dam over earthen dam and vice versa. Okay. So that was all from my side. I will see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Bye bye.